So my name is Perri Gross, like ew. And my mom's maiden name before she married my dad was Grossberg. So I asked my dad, I was like, oh Dad, was it really weird that you guys had like really similar last names, like when we first started dating? And my dad was like, well, your mom was my girlfriend's roommate at the time, so when we were having our secret affair, we weren't really on a last name basis. Hooray for being born off of deception and lies. Speaking of deception and lies, I'm Jewish. And, I realized today that because it is Passover, and all Jewish holidays are really sad. And they're always about just remembering sad times with like people dying. So you just like sit around a table eating like no food because it's probably a fasting holiday and just being sad. So I don't even know why they're called holidays. So I think most stereotypes about Jewish people are usually correct, especially the one where everything is just always negative no matter what. And I think my mom is the epitome of just a negative person where something just has to do with that. I told her recently that I was dating some guy that wanted to be a cop, and at first she was like, oh, I'm so happy that you're happy. And I was like, cool. And then the next day I get a phone call from her. Yeah, this is how I hold a phone and my representation of a phone. And she's like, Perri, I just watched the news, 5 cops dead. So, I also recently just turned 21. Hooray! Also hooray for being carded everywhere I go because I look like I'm 12. So I ordered my first margarita and I texted my mom just to show her that I ordered margarita. And this is the exact text that she wrote back to me. She said, next time order apricot sour. I used to drink those with my paraplegic boyfriend who was in wheelchair. And I was like, Mom, that has nothing to do with anything. What are you talking about? And then she just like, haha, his name was Pete, like Aiden's dog in Sex and the City. We'll tell you about him sometime. I'm just like, Mom, this has nothing to do with anything again. Why are you talking like this? We're all laughing. And she's like, now they know where you get your sense of humor from. He literally died after I broke up with him, had a stroke, was very sad. So I'm happy that she had to, 1, verify about him being in a wheelchair, 2, explain to me the name Pete, and everything that I talked to her about always relates to someone dying at the end. So also, I guess, relating to dying, I was a camp counselor for a bunch of 6-year-olds this summer, and I was the type of counselor that attracted the weird kids, not the really cute, popular kids, but like the weird ones, like the girl with the really round head that was really cute now, but you know in like 5 years she'd be really weird looking, or like the girl that was afraid of toddlers, but she was like 5 years old, so she was only a year older than a toddler. Or the hoarder girl, and the hoarder girl was my personal favorite. And one time I took her to the bathroom, and she was taking a really long time, and I was just like, Rebecca, like, what's wrong? You're taking such a long time. And she comes out of the bathroom, and she just has a used tampon in her mouth. And I'm just like, Rebecca, in my mind, I'm just thinking she has a bloody vagina in her mouth, and she's gonna have to get 6 shots after this. So after I told her that she basically had the equivalent of big girl toilet paper in her mouth, and I washed her mouth out with soap because I felt like that was the only time that you could wash a child's mouth out with soap, I got to call her mom and tell her what happened. And that's how I got my internship. I was also a swim instructor, and I had that same girl in my group, and we were like swimming, and I just feel these like little legs on my hand, on my like upper thigh, and I was like, Rebecca, what are you doing? And get that tampon out of your mouth again every time. And she's just like, oh, sorry, I'm just touching you in places my mom told me I can't touch myself. I got so much action this summer. Thank you.